Once upon a time, in a small weathered hut by the edge of the sparkling sea, lived a poor fisherman named Hans and his wife, Greta. Hans was a kind and gentle man, content with his simple life. Every morning, he would prepare his fishing gear with care. His wife, Greta, was a practical woman, always wishing for a little more comfort and a little less work. Though their meals were humble, they shared them with love. With his basket and rod in hand, Hans would set out for the sea, full of hope for a good catch. He would cast his line into the deep blue waters, patiently waiting. Most days he would pull in a very small fish, just enough to fill their bellies. He would spend his day fishing, content with the peace of the sea and the hope of a meal. But one fateful morning, his line suddenly went taut with a force he'd never felt before. He struggled, pulling with all his might, his boat rocking violently in the waves. He saw a flash of shimmering scales beneath the surface. With a final heave, he pulled his catch from the waves. But to his astonishment, it wasn't a fish like any other. It spoke.
"Good fisherman, I beg of you, let me live. I am an enchanted prince transformed into this humble flounder."
A kind soul, Hans could not refuse such a plea. Without a moment's hesitation, he gently lowered the enchanted fish back into the cool, salty water. Hans returned home, his heart light, but his fishing basket empty. Greta was waiting, and when she saw his empty basket, her hopeful expression turned to disappointment.
Greta, you won't believe what happened. I caught a talking fish, an enchanted prince.
A talking fish? You caught an enchanted prince and you let him go without asking for a single thing.
But Greta, he was a prince. I couldn't ask for a reward for a simple act of kindness.
Kindness doesn't fill our stomachs. What good is a talking fish if it doesn't bring us any good fortune?
Go back! Tell him I want a proper little house, not this miserable shack.
Reluctantly, Hans agreed. His walk back to the sea was slow and filled with dread. The sea, sensing his troubled heart, was now a little choppier.
"Ooh, flounder, flounder, from the sea, my wife Greta has sent for thee." "What is it, good fisherman?" Well, she wants a new house. A proper, sturdy house, she says.
Go home, fisherman. She has her wish.
Hans returned to find a wondrous sight. Their humble hut was gone, replaced by a charming, sturdy cottage. The cottage was more beautiful than they could have ever imagined. For a while, they were happy with their new life. But Greta's newfound happiness was fleeting.
This is much better, Hans, but I think I deserve more. This cottage is good, but I should have a grand stone castle.
But Greta, the flounder gave us a wonderful home. We shouldn't ask for more.
Nonsense, Hans. Go back. Tell him I want to live in a grand castle.
Hans's walk back to the sea was even slower and more reluctant than before. The sea was now distinctly choppy and gray, the waves crashing with a warning roar.
"Ooh, flounder, flounder, from the sea, my wife Greta has sent for thee." What does she wish now? She wants a grand stone castle, your highness. Go home, then. She has her wish.
Hans turned to find the cottage was gone, replaced by a magnificent, towering stone castle.
This is more like it, Hans.
Hans, however, felt completely out of place in this new cold world. But Greta was far from satisfied.
But why should I merely live in a castle? I should be queen, and you my king.
Greta, please. This is too much. The flounder will grow angry.
Go! Tell him I demand to be queen. I must rule this kingdom.
The sea was now a terrifying maelstrom of dark, crashing waves.
Flounder, flounder from the sea, my wife Greta has sent for thee. She wants to be queen. What does she want now? She wants to be a monarch. She wants to be a queen. Go home, then. She has her wish.
I will command the sun to rise and set, and the moon to wax and wane.
No, Greta, no! This is madness!
Go back! Tell him I demand to be lord over all!
Hans, utterly heartbroken, stumbled to the now apocalyptic shore for the very last time.
Flounder, flounder from the sea, my wife Greta has sent for thee. She wishes to be lord of all. Go home then, fisherman. She has her wish.
Hans turned and walked back, not to a castle, nor a cottage, but to where he had always begun. He took a long, sorrowful walk back along the familiar path, and in the distance, he saw the faint outline of their old, simple hut. He approached the hut, a symbol of their life before greed. He entered the hut and found Greta inside. All had returned to how it once was. They looked at each other, and no words were needed. They sat together, watching the sea. The sea, once furious, was now a mirror of their hearts. The sun rose, bathing the hut in a warm, hopeful light. As they sat together, Hans smiled a final, genuine smile. They had found happiness not in endless wanting, but in the simple joys of a life shared. And sometimes, the greatest treasures are found not in wishes granted, but in the simplicity of a life lived with a grateful heart.